This video will demonstrate how to create a quiz in Google Forms. To get started, let's head on over to Google Drive and create a new form. To create a quiz in Google Drive, I'll go ahead and click the red New button, then click More, and select Google Forms. A new untitled Google form will open up in a new tab. The first step I'll take is to title the form in the top left corner of the screen. Once I type the name of the quiz, I'll hit the Tab button on my keyboard. That will save the title and rename the title in the center of the screen as well. Whenever I'm creating a quiz in Google Forms, I want to make sure that there are always a few questions I include on every single quiz. The first would be a question for student name, because if we don't set a question for student name, as a teacher we will not know who the student is that turned in the quiz. So this first question, where it says untitled question, I'm going to go ahead and change the type from multiple choice to short answer by clicking the arrow to the right of the word multiple choice. And then I'll select short answer. I'll go ahead and format the name as class period dash last name comma first name, so that when I sort the spreadsheet alphabetically, it'll show me all the first hour kids, second hour kids, third hour kids, all the way down. If you look down at the bottom of this question, you have a little button that you can select to make the question required. This means the students will be unable to submit the form without completing this question. I'll go ahead and click to make this required. The next question I need as a student identifier is a question for email address. So if I choose to automatically grade this quiz and send it right back to my students, I'll be able to do that with an email address. So I'm going to hit the duplicate button at the bottom of the question to duplicate this question. Now that the question has been duplicated, I'll change it to email address. Note that this question is required because the question it originated from was also required. To create the first question on my quiz, I'll go ahead and hit the plus sign on the right side of the screen that says Add Question. This will be a multiple choice question. First, I'll type the question text. Once I type the text of the question, I'll go ahead and click where it says Option 1 to start adding options. I'll type the option and then hit Enter to add another option. I'll continue this process for all of my answer choices. One thing I like to do with multiple choice questions on Google Forms is shuffle the option order. That means that questions will not always be in the same order for each student. They'll be randomized. To do that, I'm going to click the three dots at the bottom right corner of the screen. And then I'll click Shuffle Option Order. If the next question I need to create is a true-false question, I'll hit the plus sign to add question and type the question text. Once I type the question text for a true-false question, I'll make sure that the question type is multiple choice. Then I'll make option 1 true and option 2 false. If I would like to add a fill-in-the-blank question on this quiz, again, I'll hit the plus sign to add a question and change the question type from multiple choice to short answer. Then I'll type my question text with the blank. And there I have a short answer question. If I would like to have a longer response question, an essay type of question, again, I'll hit the plus sign to create a new question. And this time, the answer choice, the question type instead of multiple choice will be paragraph. I'll then write my question and have a space for a long answer. In some cases, you may want to ask a question about an image or video. If you'd like to ask a question about an image, on the right side of the screen, click the Add Image button. You'll then be able to upload a picture from your computer, from your Google Drive, or do a Google search for the picture. In this case, I'll upload an image from my computer by clicking Choose an Image to upload. So I already have the picture on my computer that I want to insert in the quiz. And now it's just like attaching a file to an email. Once I've selected the image, here we'll see it's a big image, so I'll click in it and drag the corner down to shrink the picture down a little bit. and center it. And then here, I'll title the image and say, use this image to answer the next 2 questions. So the actual picture does not have a question associated with it. The question will come after the picture. So I'll hit plus, type out the text of my question, and select the question type. You can also insert a YouTube video, if needed, by clicking the YouTube link. You can search for a video, or if you've already found the video, add the URL. Before you can assign your quiz, there are a few things you need to do. First, you need to decide what to do with the form responses. To do that, at the top of the screen, we'll click Responses. By default, in the new Google Forms, all responses will be here in the Responses section. If you would like to create a spreadsheet to house the responses, and that's what you'd do if you want to grade with Flubberoo, you'll click the green Create Spreadsheet button. After clicking that button, select Create a New Spreadsheet, and then hit Create. Google will then create a spreadsheet to house all your responses, and by default, questions, form responses will go to that spreadsheet. You may also want to preview what your quiz will look like on the web. To do that, click the eyeball at the top of the screen that says Preview. And then you'll see exactly what your quiz will look like to your students. This has been a brief demonstration on how to create a quiz using Google Forms.